Deciding to go on a break from social media is not something you force yourself to do or copy somebody else who is doing it and want to do for yourself. A season of your life or a situation you are going through will call for it. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Wow, it's good to be back online. This is like 3 months. 3 months since I last posted here, and that's because I went on a break from social media, and that's exactly what I want to talk about today. Why I went on that break. If this is your first time on my channel or the first video you're watching, hi, I'm Sophia. Not Sophia the first one, just Sophia. Yes, and on this channel I talk about faith, relationship, lifestyle, and if you know that these are the kind of content you like to engage, then you should hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to like, share, and leave your comments in the comment section on whatever you think about the video. Thank you. So I don't intend to make this video too long. I'm just going to talk about why I went offline. By the way, thank you to everyone who reached out and checked on me when I was offline. You know, I had a lot of calls coming in to say, how are you doing? Hope you're okay. Thank you to everyone who took out time to reach out to me. I'm really grateful. So I'm going to jump right into it. Why I went on a break from social media. Number one, I needed to rest. Mentally, I needed to rest. I think the first day I came back online, I made a post on my WhatsApp status talking about how we're so used to taking breaks or going on vacation, and it's just our bodies that are working. Our minds are also working. If not more than our bodies, our minds also need rest, because the mind works just as much as the body does, if not more. In this part of the world, we are not so big on mental health. It's very recently that mental health is becoming a thing to be taken seriously. So sometimes we need to just cut back and let your mind breathe, and let your mind be renewed, and let your mind be refreshed. You just need some kind of break. It doesn't have to be too long, or it doesn't even have to have maybe a fixed time to say, okay, I'm going away for 2 weeks, or I'm going away for a month. Just cut back and let your mind breathe. Sometimes we're just online, you're scrolling, information overload, your mind is clogged. You need to declutter. So that's just one reason why I went offline. I needed to rest mentally, in my mind. I needed my mind to breathe. Number 2 reason I went offline, I had to do a reality check. Now, what's a reality check? What does that even mean? If you're someone who is in the public space, teaching people, counseling people, telling them what to do in the situations they find themselves in, it's very easy for you to get carried away just talking and not doing. In the book of Acts chapter 1 verse 1, we see Paul talking about the things that Jesus began both to do and teach. Not just do alone, or not just teach alone. He was doing and he was teaching, or rather he was teaching and he was doing them as well. He was doing whatever he was teaching. He wasn't just talking, he was doing. I think the book of John 13:17 also says, if you know these things, happy are you if you do them. You're only happy when you do them, not because you know them. Happy are you when you do them. So knowing so much, or talking or teaching others, is not all that there is. Are you doing what you are teaching or telling others to do? Is something that you need to ask yourself. You need to have a reality check from time to time, especially if you are someone who teaches others, who counsels others. You need to have that reality check with yourself. It's easy to listen to people talk about their relationships or their marriages and how it is failing or how they are failing. And we are so quick to instruct them or tell them what they are doing wrong. But what about us? Yeah, what about us? What about your own relationship? What about your own life? What about your own marriage? Counseling is a very dicey thing to do because you can tell people the right things to do and not bring yourself to do what you're asking them to do. People submit to you to be held accountable by you, but who are you accountable to? Who is confronting you? Who are you submitting to? Who can call you out on your own bad behavior? So yeah, everybody is listening to you. Who are you listening to? You're asking people to forgive. Oh, your partner has offended you, forgive. But you that is telling them to forgive, you are holding a grudge. It's easy to look at someone like me and think, oh, with all that she knows, her marriage is just going on auto cruise. Or you look at people that teach about relationships and you just feel like, everything is heavenly for us. Well, that's not exactly how it works. So that's not exactly how it works at all. Yeah. So with all that it's a very important thing that you have to bring yourself to the point where you can do what you know. So knowing and doing are two different things, and you need to have a reality check to say, okay, I know this thing. This is the right thing to do. This is what I'm asking others to do. Am I doing that as well? Jesus said, you know these things, but happy are you if you do them. So it is not everything you know that you can naturally just bring yourself to do. You're not just going to find yourself doing something because you know that is the right thing to do. There are times where I can be just as wrong as someone else that I'm correcting or asking to do the right thing. I also need someone to confront me, to call me out and tell me my lapses. Tell me my bad behavior to my face. And sometimes that someone is me. Me will confront me and correct me. Yeah. So as a teacher, influencer, counselor, therapist, preacher, as long as you are in that position where you tell people what to do, you are in that position where you talk to people, where you instruct people, where you assess the behaviors of others, there should be times where you have a reality check, some sort of self-appraisal to examine your own behavior, your own attitude, your thoughts, how you treat others, and so on. Somebody might even bring it to your notice. It might be your spouse that, you are rude, you are low-key stubborn or something. And rather than feel attacked, because that's what happens when people call us out on our bad behavior, we feel attacked. It becomes something of, it's an ego thing. Your ego is bruised. Why would you say I'm stubborn? Why would you say I talk too much? Why would you say I'm arrogant? We feel attacked. We don't really look inwardly to say, okay, this thing this person is saying, am I really behaving like that? We just want to fend off or defend ourselves against any form of criticism that arises. But then we need to, not feel attacked every time. Call a meeting with yourself, by yourself, for yourself. All right. So you need that space where you can have a reality check. And I needed that in my life. I needed my real life to actually match whatever life I'm projecting on this space. And that's what I call a reality check. That's the number 2 reason why I went offline. Yeah. So number 3 reason why I went offline, I needed a retreat. I'm at a very critical point in my life where a lot of decisions are pulling me in different directions. And I'm kind of confused on what and what not to do. So being online, sometimes your brain is engaging in a lot of work and, adding more information to your already confused head, your already troubled mind. It's going to be too much to handle. I needed to just get rid of any kind of distraction, any kind of noise. I needed to take some time to think, some time to hear God and just really know, like, what do I want to do at this point? Where am I going from where I am now? Do I stay? Do I leave? Do I make some changes? I just needed that retreat. You can't just keep pouring and pouring into people. You also have to be poured into. So I needed that retreat, and that's the number 3 reason why I went offline. Just a retreat, to hear God, to think deeply, to kind of just have an assessment on how my life is going and what I think I need to do or change at this point in time. Number 4 reason why I went offline, I needed to honestly review my life. With each day that passes, we get older. Yeah, today is November 4. Yeah, November 4. The year is almost gone. So I'm looking at myself and saying, where am I? What am I doing? Where am I going? What am I doing on this channel? Is this channel even blessing people? I need that review. These days we are not really so big into New Year resolutions. And that's because we're beginning to realize that no year has this kind of magical or superpower to just automatically change things for you. Every New Year comes with that vibe, that ginger of it's a new year, new me. But really, the year in itself does not have any power to change anything. You are the one who is going to determine or decide to change whatever it is you want to change. And you determine or you decide when you want to do that. Yeah, so most times, the new year just comes and people list out 20 new year resolutions, things they are going to start, things they are going to stop. And this is November. They've not even done one on that list. So we might not be so big on resolutions like we used to, but then we cannot throw away the place of reviews. That is actually, assessing our lives, where we are coming from, where we are going, what we're doing. Things we want to change and all of that. So we need to have periodic reviews, of our lives so far. That's one of the reasons I had to go offline as well. Number 5, I also had to go offline because I needed to heal. I went through some personal stuff that I cannot share here. And this is where I'm going to stop for today. I needed the time to heal. Now you might be thinking, what did you go through? What did you need to heal from? Well, you should find out in the next video. You should find out in the next video. I might not be so explicit, but then I'll hint on what I had to go through or what I learned from what I went through, and just make that something we can talk about, something you can also share your opinions on. So make sure to subscribe and turn on your notification on this channel so that when I bring that premium gist, you will hear all about it. And just before I go, I need to say this. Deciding to go on a break from social media is not something you force yourself to do or copy somebody else who is doing it and want to do for yourself. A season of your life or a situation you are going through will call for it. The season of your life is going to demand that, attention from you, and you just have to put away every other thing and quiet down. So it's not something you come online to see, this person has gone on a social media break, me too, let me do it. No, it's not something you copy. It's not something you force yourself to do. It's not something you do just for the sake of doing it. If you're going to just do it like that, it's not going to make any sense. Even you will not be serious with it. I've seen people who said, okay, I'm going to go on a social media break, and in about 2 days, they are back online. They didn't tell themselves, I'm going to go on a 2-day break, from social media. They just tried it, and man, there was nothing sustaining that decision. And then they had to just come back. In fact, it was just, it didn't hold any water. So I just need to say, don't push yourself, to, sometimes when we see some people doing certain things, we feel like, these are the serious people in this life. These are the people who are serious with their lives. Look at Sophia now. She went on a 3-month break from social media. There was a reason I did it. If there's no reason to, don't push yourself to do that just because you want to look serious. Don't push yourself to do that. You're going to make a mess of things, and then you start feeling like a failure. I cannot even go on a break. No, don't push yourself at all. A time will come That's exactly what I told someone. A time will come when you will, this phone is going to become like a second priority. There will be something greater that you need to focus your attention on, and that thing will call for you to go on the break. So until then, don't force yourself, don't push yourself, don't try to do it because somebody else is doing it. No, just continue. When that time comes, you will know, and then you will have that determination to go on the break, and the break will actually be fruitful. It's been so wonderful to connect with everyone again online. See you in my next video. Have a great weekend. Bye.